in as the season's second half is underway, and there'll be a lot of eyes on the Lakers. We'll have them for you on ESPN tonight. They begin with all of these questions. They are struggling. They're currently 9th in the West. Their coach, Frank Vogel, has been on a hot seat, but he says he's not worried about the noise.
I've learned to let the noise be noise and, focus on what's in front of me, which that's winning the next game. That's one thing. If it's focusing on my family in the break, I enjoyed the break with my family. So, that's just noise.
That's fair, and we'll see what they can get going. They've got 3 straight home games starting tonight. Again, we have them in the second game of our doubleheader here on ESPN. There's 6.5 games out of the 6th spot. So LeBron and company have some work to do to get out of the play-in tournament. And bear in mind, as I bring Perk and Zach back into the conversation, getting out of the play-in does 2 things. One of them is it keeps you from that one-and-done circumstance. The other big perk is it keeps you away from Phoenix and Golden State in the first round, even if you survive. So that, it feels like, is the ultimate goal for a team like the Lakers here. Can they do it? Can this Laker team play their way out of the play-in tournament in the season's final stretch?
Absolutely not, Greeny. Look, listen, the Lakers are dead bird, tall grass. And here's the problem that I have. We still have them on national TV. Like, nobody wants to see the Lakers. I don't want to see them. Like, as good as LeBron James has been, I don't want to see bad basketball. It's bad for my children to watch. It's bad for kids around the world to watch. They play bad basketball. So listen, when we talk about the Los Angeles Lakers right now, they are who they are. If a person or a team show you who they are, believe them. They're not getting out of they're going to be in the play-in tournament. The West is too deep. They're going to end up facing one of those top 3 teams in the West, and they're going to be a first-round exit, Greeny. That's the end of it. There's no hope for them to win 5 or 6 games straight. There's no hope whatsoever.
That's what I've been hearing from Zach. Any hope? What is the match? What would be the absolute apex of what you could see the Lakers realistically accomplishing the rest of the way?
We need to have an intervention about the Lakers because I keep asking if they can get out of the play-in, and I'm like, they're 6 games out with 22 games left. They have the hardest schedule in the Western Conference. It's a road-heavy schedule. No chance, 0 chance. Here's a reality check for the Lakers. The race that matters for them right now starts tonight against the Clippers, and it's the race for the 8th seed in the Western Conference, because if you're 8th and not 9th, you have 2 cracks in the play-in tournament to win 1 game. And that's all we can ask of the Lakers this season. That's it. The race for 8th, 2 cracks to win a play-in tournament game to get in the playoffs and probably get spanked by the Suns or the Warriors. That is where we are. Forget the top 6. The top 6 is over. Goodbye.
Fair enough. Okay, it is unanimous. Once again, Lakers on our air tonight against the Clippers on ESPN at 10 o'clock Eastern tonight. Meanwhile, you intrigued me yesterday, Big Perk. I want to come back to you. In the Western Conference, there's been a lot of talk about Zion Williamson, the young phenom star out of Duke. We haven't seen him at all this year play for New Orleans. And you were making a point of the one way you could see this working out for him with the Pelicans. For those who haven't heard it, Big Perk, share that thought.
He has to go and seek help, right? Like counseling. And I'm not talking about just from an average counselor. I'm talking about from a veteran, a basketball type counseling, a guy like a LeBron James, a guy like a Joel Embiid who was hurt early in his career. Look, it's time for Zion Williamson to clean house, meaning get everybody from around him that's telling him what he want to hear and not what he needs to hear. Because it seems like to me that he is lost. He is lost for direction right now. He needs something, and it's okay. He's a young superstar in the making. We haven't seen him yet, but at the end of the day, the same questions that we had and concerns that we had about Zion when he was coming out of Duke, we have for him right now. And for him not to be in New Orleans around the team speaks volumes to me. And it's okay for young guys to reach out like guys like LeBron James, a guy that dealt with the same type of pressure, a guy that had the same type of status and height coming in the same situation. The young man needs help, and he needs guidance, and he needs to get it fast.
I think that's really well said, and I hope that someone does take you up on that. That said, Zach, I have had on NBA Countdown, Stephen A. and others speculating, maybe a little more than speculating, about the idea that Zion may want to get out of New Orleans, which is a complicated place to be considering he's not playing at all now. What is your sense of all that, Zach?
Something is clearly amiss between the Pelicans and Zion Williamson, but I don't think it's that far gone yet that he's played his last game for the Pelicans or anything like that. First of all, what Zion needs to do is just get healthy and get in shape. The rest takes care of itself. He's a superstar player. He almost made All-NBA last season. You put him next to Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, they have a decent team there. Like, let's start there. He has a broken foot. It's taking a long time to heal. That's the first thing. He's just got to get healthy. Everything after that takes care of itself if he's healthy and he's in shape. Something needs to be repaired. There's clearly a miscommunication and something of a trust issue, but I don't think it's irreparable yet.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.